Hey Scorpio, this is Rebin, otherwise known as Cosmic Alignment, and this is your weekly forecast for the week of January 7th to the 13th of 2019. So in the first part of this forecast, we're going to go over the major planetary configurations and energies that are being experienced by the collective, and then in the second part I will be contextualizing these aspects and energies as experienced from the perspective of a Scorpio. So of course, knowing your natal chart positions would give us an even further layer of depth as to how these can be personalized even further for you. But just knowing the forecast for your sun, moon, and or rising sign should give you a pretty sufficient idea as to the energies occurring and being experienced from your perspective. So let's get into it, Scorpio. So this is the first part of this forecast. This week we see again a Capricorn stellium. We see Mercury, the logical mind, our thinking in Capricorn, very business oriented, very down to earth and grounded. Saturn, the sun, Pluto, south node. We see what, 1, 2, 3, 4 planets. This is 40% of the cosmos. Let your intuition sit with that. Capricorn is the ambitious businessman that wants to get things done. Very practical, pragmatic, down to earth and centered. Very, very pragmatic. There's no idealism, no big grandiose ideology. There is what's practical and what's concrete. So this energy is still carrying us forward into this week, and it's interesting to note that this Friday, which is 1/11, by the way, we have a really eventful Friday, 1/11. First of all, I want to note that the sun, the spirit, the creative energy within the cosmos, the heartbeat, will be conjunct Pluto, the underworld, evolution, death, rebirth, and the underworld. This is signaling that there is an emphasis, a deep, deep desire and emphasis on embodying our purpose, on seeking complete metamorphosis of self. And also, we are wanting to go ahead and actualize our purpose out in society in some type of sociological, cultural context, while we're being pushed and urged to embody our truth and our uniqueness in society, in our culture, and integrating our uniqueness into this matrix and transforming and evolving it, especially us Pluto, Scorpio generation. If you were born from November 1985 to November 1995, this is you. Pluto Scorpio generation is here to completely redo what it means to be a human working in this career in a cultural, sociological context. We're here to transmute Scorpio, the underworld of our ancestry and our culture and society. We are the byproduct of what came before us, and we're here to transform it, transmute it for the next generation, which is you guys, Pluto Sag, you star seeds, channeling and downloading all that incredible wise information and knowledge. Well, we're prepping the world for you, Pluto Scorpio. So anyways, sorry I went on a little rant there, but this Pluto and Sun conjunction is really just a reflection of like this deep undertone of wanting evolution and transformation right now. This Capricorn stellium is very down-to-earth, pragmatic energy, and this Pluto Sun in Cap as well, Capricorn, landing the same week is correlated because all this energy has to do with the bottom line. It is as if we got to a point where we now realize that we're not going to move forward unless we use our own personal will to to really take control of our lives and mold and create our destiny by the strength of our own will. Our purpose and destiny will not be actualized in itself. We have to put in effort, and at the same time, we're also learning the limitations of this purpose. While we are meant to do certain things, we also are meant to not do certain other things. We are becoming self-aware and becoming aware of our role within the collective. And this is the Capricorn energy and archetype, is finding our role, our function within the collective, thereby embodying and expressing our truths, and in a way being of service to the collective. The second major energy shift occurring this week is Venus entering Sagittarius on Monday, the 7th of January. So this energy, after Venus having gone after and through all that underworld, all that transmutation in terms of with the friends, the relationships, having to completely detox and purge, and then having gone through a beautiful trine with North Node Cancer and Chiron Pisces, has been uplifted, spiritualized, and lightened up. Now we see it move into Sagittarius. What does this reflect? A deep need to discover and actualize personal truth in the form of a guiding philosophy of life in order to have a core sense of meaning and purpose. There is a restlessness that seeks perpetual expansion. This is Sagittarius energy. So there is a commitment to your personal growth and development. This vibration makes you feel connected to the energies that are at play in the universe. Now, this Venus-Sag energy, it must evolve. To evolve, it must learn that your truth is your truth. You have your perspective and your own truth, and sometimes Sag can be a little dogmatic. So with this transit, it's important to remember that your truth is your truth, your own, and that everybody else has their own truth from their own perspective. So while there are a lot of other aspects, I will just mainly point those two major aspects that I feel characterize this week, which is one about getting real self-aware about what we're up to in this life and taking some actions accordingly. Hey Scorpio, so this is the second part of your forecast in which I contextualize the major transits that will be affecting you personally. So the main aspect I see for this week for you is so obviously this Pluto/Sun conjunction in Capricorn on Friday the 11th of January 2019. The reason being is Pluto rules Scorpio. Scorpio is all about transformation, dealing with the shadow self and transforming and letting go of egotistical, limiting, constricting ways of being and embodying a more soulful, expansive way of being. This is why Scorpio is always connected to death and rebirth, because, I mean, the real you can never die. You only start remembering more and more and embodying that more and more. What does die is these egotistical points of views that limit our perspective. So this archetype of Pluto is the underworld, the unconscious, the subconscious. Wherever Pluto is in the chart reflects this deep gravitational pull for the universe, for the collective. In Capricorn, obviously, it signals us having to look at our career and our perfection and how we're embodying our collective function within humanity, within the collective. So let me kind of specify that even a little bit further. So this is one of the cardinal signs. Whereas Aries is more about, hey, this is who I am personally, being in action, following that impulse and instinct to be the self personally. That is more personal and individual fire and action. Cancer is more this action in the home and the emotions and the feelings, that liveliness. Libra, the other one, is about relationships and the relationships that we form with the universe as a result. The self and the not self. What the energies that we put out and the consequences or reaction that we receive as a result of. And Capricorn, the last cardinal sign, is more about action out in the world. It's about an impulse an instinct being embodied and actualized, not in relationships, not at home, not within ourselves, but out in society, in culture, and within the collective. This is why Capricorn is the businessman, the politician, the one following the ambitions and trying to actualize and institutionalize and ground them, make them real, quote unquote. So this Sun and Pluto conjunction is occurring on Friday, the 11th of January. And so this signals that it is time to promote the power to create your own personal reality. This signals a time that you are really thinking about actualizing your self-purpose, your special purpose, and your reason for being, and that power to create. You're remembering that you have to control and take your own life by the horns and shape it and create it by your own strength of will. At the same time, there might be, a self-awareness that comes along with like, hey, maybe I'm not supposed to be totally in power, and that sphere is not where I should be focusing and spending all my energy, but this other sphere is where I should be spending all my energy tenfold. This is where I have power and can really mold my destiny and purpose and channel all my energy in. So learning about limitations, yet creating your own reality, identity, and purpose and destiny within this is the main, I feel, interpretation, for me, at least for me, about regarding the Sun/Pluto/Capricorn conjunction happening on Friday. That is the main aspect that I see influencing you, Scorpio. So I would say that this is a time, and it is for everybody, especially, hey, it's still the first week of the year. It's just beginning fresh 2019. This is just signaling again that it's a perfect time to take stock and inventory, self-reflect, self-contemplate, create an outline, maybe milestones, deadlines of what you want to accomplish for the rest of the year. Capricorn energy is all about what do I want to accomplish and by when. 40% of the cosmos, of the council, in 1 out of 12 of the houses being Capricorn, is signaling this is a time. Your ruler, Pluto, in Cap, conjunct Sun in Cap, is signaling that this is like, it's almost like a renewal of a cycle of transformation. This next cycle is yet again going to be about setting out our plans, our actions out in the world and culture, society, and manifesting them. So this was your weekly forecast for the week of January 7th to the 13th of 2019. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please go ahead and like the video. If you would like to get these notifications weekly, please go ahead and subscribe. No pressure. And as always, have a great fucking week, Scorpio. Peace out.